together so that they can try things. You're invited to this podcast so that they can try things. Nick and Marcus doing a podcast so that they can try this.
Hello and welcome to Now Try This. Nick, tell them what that is.
Oh my goodness, Marcus. What a hype-tastic intro, because this is Now Try This. And what is that? Oh, I'm so glad you asked. It's a podcast.
You could have just started.
Are you judging me? We've just
You
started.
just repeated what I said. Okay, go ahead. And I said
This is
one word.
This is a podcast. We're two best friends. That's me, Nick, and that guy, Marcus. Say hello, Marcus.
Hi.
And we talk about our favorite things. One of us challenges the other one to watch, enjoy their favorite thing. But this month is different because this month is powered by Patreon. Marcus, how do they join the Patreon community?
Here's how you can join a Patreon. Go to www.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you just repeat what I just said to get
No, I didn't, because
into
you said a lot
your...
more than the one word. www.patreon.com/nowtrythiscast. You can go on there and join the Patreon.
Are you from
the $1 tier or the $5
Gen X?
tier.
You don't have to say www anymore. Who are you? What's going on?
I said so many W's, Nick. Okay. Yeah, I'll omit 3 of them. Okay. So go to the website, Patreon. You can pull out your wallet, click on the $1 tier or the $5 tier. You better click on the $5 tier if you truly love us. For $1 tier, you can vote on upcoming challenges. And the $5 tier, you get to submit upcoming challenges. And that's how we got this month's challenge.
Just like P-Hat H007 did this month.
Pronounced Fatty 007.
You know, I thought so, but I thought I would have been made fun of more if I said fatty, and it wasn't fatty.
Got it. You gotta say it with a British accent. Oh, my mom's here in the chat. Shout out to my whole ass family in the chat.
That's how you know this is
welcome.
going to be a crazy show.
Okay. Also, shout out to our most recent patrons, Michael Hull. Thank you for joining. James Wachter. What is it, Nick?
That second one. It's the second one.
Wachter. Thank you for watching. Ashley and Alexandria or Lexi.
Shout out.
Shout out.
Guys, Patreon isn't the only way you can get into contact with us. You can follow us everywhere. You can follow people at Now Try This Cast. And you can also, if you want to get a special shout out, leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, just like Marshmallow 10 did, saying, "Gem of a podcast. It is an absolute joy to listen to two best friends be best friends. The love and dorkiness is all too real with these two." That was almost a perfect review, except they spelled two T-O, when in this context it should have been T-O-O. But they did leave 5 stars,
Nick,
so thank you, Marshmallow.
Way to criticize our fans. They're gonna go back and edit their review.
Yeah, that
and
shit's
4
free.
stars. Okay,
That shit's free.
they give us 5 stars.
Yeah.
So just saying, be like that and leave a review. Or
Yeah,
join
and
the
if you want to
Patreon.
be,
There's
if you want to
a
be
million
criticized
ways.
grammatically,
There are a
just
million
leave.
ways to help us. Or join
But
the
Marcus-
chat like my whole family just did.
Marcus, what are we doing here today? Because I have a lot of feels and I can't intro this episode. Please tell
Nick,
tell
this week-
the people.
This week we are doing a Deadly Lessons, aka The Legend of Simon Conjurer, which is a fan-submitted challenge by my brother, Matthew, and a little background to how this has been going for him on Patreon. He's submitted this challenge every single month on the Patreon poll, and it's been included in the Patreon poll, and not once has it won, but finally, 4 or 5 months into the Patreon's existence, it finally won. So guys out there, keep trying. If you have something you really want us to watch, just continuously submit it until everyone is so upset by it being there, they just vote for it to get it off the list.
It won by a lot this month.
It did win.
It
by
won
a
by
lot
a
this
lot.
month. Yeah. People rallied.
I am mad about it. I am mad about it.
But yes, it's a movie. Do you want to get into it immediately? No, we have banter. How was your week? Did you try anything new?
I usually say that. I wasn't prepared for you to ask me.
Okay, you can ask me. I'll go first, and then you can have time to think about it.
Marcus, before we get to this amazing... Oh, I'm sorry. The chat's asked me what's wrong. I had to spend 2 hours and 17 minutes watching Deadly Lessons. But we'll get to that. Marcus, how was your week? Did you try anything new?
Nick, I tried something very new. It's new to a lot of people. I got the vaccine. The one that everyone's been trying to get. Vaccine, 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 vaccine.
And let's get a double whoop whoop in the chat because I got it too.
Woo! Woo, woo, woo! Vaccinated boy, still social distancing. Yeah, no, it's I got the Johnson and Johnson one, which I know isn't one of the popular top 2. It is the third one down on the list, but I got it 1 dose and it was kind of nice. It was a good experience.
Well, I'm gonna put my fucking cock on the table because I got the number 1 popular. I got that Pfizer shit because I'm bougie
Nice.
as fuck.
Wow. That's
Nice.
good. Nice.
You're welcome. In your face.
My shot, what was your experience like? My shot,
Where
I got the
where are we in society that we have to? I'm fucking flexing about which vaccine I got.
people are so judgmental about the vaccine.
People
like,
are, yeah.
I got the Johnson and Johnson one, and people are like, "Oh, you got that one? Gross! I would not be caught dead getting the Johnson and Johnson vaccine." I went to work today, and people like harassed me about it, and I was like, "Fuck you! I got a shot. I'm not gonna die now. Great, like, Jesus."
The chat says you got the poor man's vaccine. You're getting chat.
Whatever, I don't care. I'll get
riled
the
up.
poor man's vaccine.
And my experience was fine.
Uh.
I definitely got sick because I got COVID. I'm sorry, I had the block party earlier during the pandemic. Actually, not early in the pandemic, just a couple months ago. So it was pretty shitty. But quick story about the vaccine, because this is fun. Recently, something I did try new this week is I introduced my girlfriend to my family. Shout out to them one time.
Woo woo.
My mother, my sister, and my niece found out during that call that my sister has been in North Carolina a little too long and refuses to get the vaccine, even though
Oh,
she
no.
works at a hospital.
Oh no.
And has just become a grandmother, so there's a baby in the house.
Guys, come on. Go get it. It's not a political statement. It is science. Just go get it.
I felt really bad because I was on the phone with my girlfriend Lexi and my family, and I spent 15 minutes arguing with my sister.
Oh no.
Because she was like, "Oh, until work tells me to get it, I'm not going to get it." And I'm like, "Why?" Because she's like, "We don't know if it works," and like, we quintessentially do. And she's like, "Yeah, says who?" And I'm like, "Scientist, where am I? My family isn't a bunch of rednecks. My family didn't vote for Trump. My families aren't Republicans. We're a Democratic family. We believe in fucking people and rights and shit." And I'm getting super political, but that's fine because I never expected these talking points to happen. Oh, shout out to Ethan. He also got Pfizer. Pew, pew, Pfizer boys. Marcus, how would you handle this conversation? Your family's from New York, so I feel like they know what's up, you know?
It's hard to talk about because I feel like there's a history in America of minorities not being able to trust authorities and scientists because they have famously been experimented on throughout history. So I get it. I understand not wanting to participate in that. And there's just an inherent distrust. But, I think you're doing the best thing you can do by like explaining why it's important, what the consequences of not getting it are, and going from there and doing your best to help them understand that like.
But what do you do when they're not listening?
Safe. You leave. You sneak into their house late at night and you give them the shot yourself. It doesn't seem that hard to do. I think you could give the shot. You watch enough YouTube videos, I think you could do it yourself.
Yeah, Rianne, that's a great point. I just assumed vaccine distrust would be a right-wing thing, but it's not. It's just,
no,
it's there. You know, it's just like any view that's not your own. You get confused when people don't view it. Doesn't mean there's any validity either way or the other, except maybe here because this one has to do with disease.
Yeah.
But enough about.
Also in the chat, just blatantly said Pfizer is better. So, Mom, if you're watching still and haven't left, how fucking dare you on my own podcast say the shot I got was inferior? It's great. You suck. But I love you, Mom.
You've been
Thanks for watching.
shamed by Mom in the chat. Love it. Love it. Love it. But Marcus, enough of joy and laughter because we need to talk about Deadly Lessons, aka the Legend of Simon Conjurer.
So
the first time they said the name,
not the whole time. Every time they say Simon Conjurer, they say Conjurer. Especially John Voight, piece of shit.
I hate it. So before we talk about the actual movie, just shout out one last time to Matthew for this dumpster fire. This is the last shout out you're going to get because I'm about to shit on your movie and I feel bad, so I won't mention your name again. Marcus, I need to talk first about what this movie is because there's only one way for us to watch it
Uh-huh.
because of the back matter of like, I don't know how much you know. I did one quick Google search for research to find out where this movie
I
came from,
have I
what's
have
going
a
on.
whole
I don't know if
thing
you
of
know more.
research for whenever you're ready. So if you want to do this little spiel and then
Go.
go into the background of the movie, if you want.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the at first we thought, oh, okay, maybe we'll watch it together. We're streaming or something. It's not on Amazon. It's not on
Nope.
Netflix. It's you can't rent it. It's not on video on demand. The only place it is I don't even want to say the name of it, but a random YouTube channel on YouTube has it uploaded. It's got 3,000 views. It's that's the only place to watch this
Yep.
film
That
because
is
this
the only
film
place.
was not released the year it was made. 8 years later or something, they released it on a different name on
Mhm.
DVD.
Yep.
One time, probably because it was sitting in the vault and like we got to fucking get rid of this shit.
Yeah, that's probably what
But
it
for
was.
years, people thought the movie didn't exist.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much what I was gonna say. So the trailer appeared in 2006 on YouTube, and people were like, "What the fuck is this?" And no one knew what it was for. People were like, "Okay, maybe this is for like a movie that's coming out." And then years passed, and no one knew. They were like, "Okay, this movie definitely should have come out by now." Like many,
Yeah.
many years have passed, and then people were like looking into it, and the more they looked into it, the less information they found because they tried finding out who the director was, and the director's only listed as question mark or Q mark. So people were like, who the fuck is this guy? So then people started digging and they were looking into the background of like the company behind it and saw that like John Voight works a lot with the company and they
Crystal
buy up
Star. It's
like
Crystal
video
Sky.
game titles and stuff like that that are turned into movies like Tekken and something else. And so
They
people are like,
also made the
okay,
Baby Geniuses franchise.
Baby Geniuses movie, yes. And so they were like, "Oh, let's look." They're like, "This has to be real, right?" We see that they work with John Voight. We see that that this is like he obviously has a part of this, and this is a real movie company that has made other movies. So then
He's
this
a real
must be,
actor.
yeah. And people thought the movie was fake and this was a joke, but it turns out that it was real. But people were hyped about it because it had just from the trailer, it had the same vibes as like those as Tommy Wiseau films and Neil Breen films. Like it just had that same energy. And those are some of the biggest like bad good movies that people love to hate watch.
I've
And
heard
so
of
people
those.
were
Never heard
excited.
of Deadly Lessons.
And so in
Yes,
24
Rianne, and then you find out now that the director is in fact Stuart Paul, who also plays the
yes.
titular Simon Conjurer.
Later it is revealed that the director is what is his name? Simon Paul?
Stuart Paul.
Stuart Paul. And he cast himself as the lead, obviously, because that's what you do, baby. You're gonna make a movie, you're the fucking lead. Doesn't matter whether or not you're good at acting. Yeah, and
Hell
then
yeah!
in
If I fucking make a movie,
2014
I'm the fucking star.
no, no.
Yes. If
You
Lin
cast
Manuel
the
can do
best
it, I can do it.
actors. Okay, I guess.
If
I
Lin
guess
Manuel
right.
can do it, I can do it.
Fair. Okay, and then in 2014, a movie called Deadly Lesson shows up, which is different from The Legend of Simon Conjurer, which was the trailer was originally for. But it shows up on streaming services, and people are like, "What the fuck is this shit?" And that brings us here today to the movie. There's also an interview
This brings us here
that they
today.
did with John Voight about the movie, which is wild, but we'll get into later.
So here we are. Here we
Uh-huh.
are on YouTube watching a movie submitted to us by our wonderful fans.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot to say about this movie, but I think the most frustrating thing about the movie is competently made.
No, it's
There's nothing
not.
wong with it.
I disagree
Like, they made
already.
it.
You made the first statement,
Well,
and
no,
I disagree.
no, what I mean is they
Uh-huh.
they are filming it like it's a movie. Like they don't not know how to make a movie. There's transitions and they cut in interesting ways and there's nice pans and it's not like Birdemic where it's like a lot of wide shots because they do not know what they're doing. You know what I mean?
It is one step above Birdemic, but I would
Yeah.
say it's on par with The Room. Like, I don't think the cinematography was necessarily that great.
The
But I-
cinematography was definitely better than The Room. But
Really?
also remember The Room was made by real filmmakers.
That's true.
Like Tommy Wiseau hired real life filmmakers to do it, right?
was still-
like
I
those
mean-
those people. I mean, if you watch The Escape Artist, right? Those people were real people, and the whole time they were like, "This is fucking bullshit." but they're like, but the checks are clearing, this guy's paying, so who the fuck cares, you know?
Yeah.
So so
But it
so
has
that's
that
why.
same
So right
quality,
away, I was
I think.
totally. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, it totally has that good people on a bad film kind of thing. Like
Mhm.
maybe not great people, but the people know how to fucking work a camera. It's not like it's just sitting
Yeah, I
sitting in one
think that's
place.
more what it is.
That's
I
what I'm trying
think
to say.
that
Yeah.
like the quality of filmmaking is there, but any aspect that I think the director touched was ruined. They had good cameras and they knew where to point them. I think is kind of like the best like good thing I could say about the production of the film.
It's hard because I kept wanting to think this movie was way more dated than it was because of
Mhm.
how triggering and how not okay it is. If anybody is easily triggered, maybe don't watch this movie.
Oh
I
yeah, this movie. So okay, so the premise of this movie
Yeah,
is
what's
really
this movie,
interesting.
Marcus? What's this
Okay.
movie?
So the premise of this movie is really weird. It's oh god, it's like so bad, but I had a good time watching it. There was not a moment where well, there were a few moments, but most of the time I was entertained at least because it was just fucking crazy.
Marcus, I don't know how to feel because I was fucking. It felt like torture while I was watching it, but now that I'm like about to talk to you about it, I'm smiling. I'm like, why are you smiling, Nicholas? It was torture. You hated every minute. You were watching with Lexi, and every 15 minutes you said to her, I want to quit the podcast. I don't want to do this anymore. This is the fucking
Yeah.
worst. I don't want to
Yeah,
do
but
this.
now you're
And that,
smiling. And I'm the same way right now. Like I was sitting there and I was like, fuck this movie. And now I'm like,
it
God,
was so hard. I had to keep
it was great.
rewinding. I had to keep pausing and asking questions. It was
Did
not
the ending
fun.
make sense at all? Fucking no.
I have theories. I disagreed with Lexi. I was like, "This is what happened." She's like, "No, you idiot!" And I was like, "Oh no, this is what clearly happened." So I'm
Okay, let's
excited
see
to
what
hear what
happens.
you
Okay,
think.
okay. So the premise of the
What's the
film
movie? What's the movie?
is Simon Conjurer he is a man who teaches
Conjurer.
an after school class where he helps people
Oh, that was
like
not clear.
with
It's an after-school
various
class.
yeah or an after it's like a nighttime class. He teaches a night class
Oh, a
where
night
he gets
class. Yeah.
people of various mental illnesses and issues. I'm going to say in quotations because I'm pretty sure one of those issues was being gay, and that's not an issue. So that was
I have so much to
problematic
say.
also.
I have so much to say.
but
I have so
but
much to say.
issues that people have, and he magically fixes them. And that's pretty much the whole premise. And it starts off with a woman coming to him and be like, "Hey, I need you to help my son." And then the movie starts and follows the journey of him helping the son, and also helping these people.
So we do need to go chronologically a little bit because
Oh,
at the beginning,
100%. Yeah. I
you
get it.
meet Simon Conjurer and he's teaching kids. I was here and Lexi was like, "Oh, he's a teacher," and I was like, "He's clearly not a teacher. He's like one of those guys you bring in to like he's like a magician, like you bring in." And then he had a familiarity with the children. I was like, "Oh no, he's just like a straight up elementary school teacher."
He is an
Also,
elementary school
on top of
teacher.
all of these things, and
And
honestly, I didn't hate the beginning. I was mad when the kids left.
oh,
I was like,
what?
I
You're
was like here for the kids.
crazy.
I was like, oh, this is fun. It felt like Kindergarten Cop or something.
Oh
It felt
my
like that era
god.
of movie. It felt
The
like something
movie
I'd randomly
starts
see on like I remember the
it's so
first Baby
funny.
Geniuses. It wasn't that bad. It was whatever.
The movie starts with Simon Conjurer in a room with a bunch of kids, and he's like, I'm gonna teach," and he's teaching the kids, and then he's walking them through flying in their imagination. And the way
Yeah, it
that
was cute.
the movie decides to portray this is show these kids flying through the room in very bad CGI, and
It was 2006. It wasn't that bad.
I mean, I guess you're right. For like I don't know what the
Yeah,
budget was.
for a B
IMDb
movie,
says
whatever.
$30 million, but I don't, that may or may not be true.
That all went to John Boyd.
Yeah, 100%. That man costs money. So they fly around the room and they're like, it's this weird fantasy scene that feels very trippy. They all slowly come down and you can see like where they edited out the harness for the
Yeah.
kids to be lowered because all the kids' shirts are like pulled up like this as they're being lowered down.
I thought it was sincere. I had no problem with any of that. If I'm being honest, I was like, oh, okay. The kids are like
This is
experiencing
wild.
And then,
Unexpected.
but then after that, you realize what's happening 100% is this grown ass man is straight up hypnotizing children. Not like painting a landscape, not storytelling, literally using hypnotic tactics to
Yes.
hypnotize children. And Marcus, here's where I needed to make my first big stand of the movie.
Oh,
right?
big stand.
Right. Okay. So, because the
Big
rest of the movie,
stand.
to skip ahead, one of these children die, and John Voight's character is framing Simon Conjurer for the death. Right?
Mhm.
Rebel doesn't open his mouth once the whole movie. That is very true.
I
We'll get to
wanted.
Rebel, don't
I
worry.
was gonna say when we get
Don't
to
worry,
Rebel,
Dad.
I want us both to do an impersonation of how Rebel talks.
Ooh,
But when we
will.
get to
Okay,
him, when we
so
get to him.
so John Voight's character kills a little girl and frames Simon Conjurer. At the very beginning of this film, after I found out they were hypnotized, I turned to Lexi and said, "Oh, Lexi, you can't teach children they can fly. They will try to fly. They will kill themselves." And then when the little girl's dead, she was like, "You called it." And I was like, "No, I think they're framing him for murder." But then the movie chooses right after that scene to show a scene with one of the children in his class, literally
Yes.
about to jump out the window,
Yes.
and his mother just happens to be there. This movie is Simon Conjurer is grossly responsible if any of these children did die.
100%.
And it's like on the press. You can't teach little children
Yes.
to.
But then also,
haven't you seen
if-
any Saturday morning anything?
Yeah, it also doesn't make sense because if he is truly trying to portray himself as a god this whole film. He is just a perfect specimen. He is a god. All the women want to fuck him. Everyone wants to be him. He has the answer to everyone's problems. And why would he then put in a kid almost jumping out the window because of him? Why would you include that? It just didn't make sense with the rest of the movie.
Is this supposed to be a misdirect? So I think that maybe he did kill the little girl.
Maybe. I guess you're supposed to think that she jumped out because of him. Maybe that's what they're hinting at. I don't know.
But here's my problem. That's a fact. Like,
Yes.
he did do
Yeah.
something grossly negligent.
Yeah.
You can't teach little children that they can fly. They will jump out the window.
Yeah. No, it's bad. You have to watch kids. Also, the fact that mom didn't have a bar on their window was weird because I was like, I've always had bars on the windows. I don't now.
That's a New York City thing.
But yeah, so used to having bars on the window. I was like,
That's a New York City thing.
all kids would just jump out the window if there were no bars on the window? That's weird.
I could have jumped out the window. I jumped off the garage once.
Oh, really? Did you
Clear
die?
15 feet. No, but I scraped my leg
Okay.
and I had to like cut off a piece of skin that was like this big that like scraped off from some like rusty
Jesus.
piece of metal.
Oh my
I don't know
God.
if Joseph was with me, but we were playing. I was playing superhero. I don't remember what I was doing.
This is what
But
kids
I-
do, guys.
This is
Don't
what kids
teach-
do.
don't-
And
don't
I
hypnotize
wasn't
them.
hypnotized.
Don't hit the
And I
truth.
wasn't hypnotized. If I was
Okay.
hypnotized, I would have died. I would have been. So that I just honestly right away, once I realized that and said it out
Yeah,
loud,
yeah.
I was like, this movie doesn't know what it's doing.
No.
This movie
no, it
clearly has no idea what it's doing
no.
because that is incorrect.
And
As
then-
a person,
So
I
we're
just knew that
introduced to
was wrong.
Rebel, the son. That's true. It is wrong. So we're introduced to Rebel, the son, who doesn't open his mouth when he talks the whole movie, and it is crazy.
Here's my theory.
Okay, what's up?
Here's
I
my
wanna
theory.
hear it.
I think growing up, this kid grew up wanting to be an actor, right? And you know why he wanted an actor? His father only showed him Marlon Brando films. So he's only ever seen Marlon Brando act. So he thinks to be an actor, you do one of these things. You don't move your
Wait,
The
is
Marlon
that
Brando
your
method of
impersonation? Hold on.
of Rebel? No, that's my impersonation of Marlon.
I want to
Brando.
hear your impersonation of Rebel.
I could have been a contender. I'll give you an offer you can't refuse. Nice, right? Nailed it.
No, do your Rebel. Do your Rebel, because I want to see what you got.
Gosh, I haven't tried. Let me. So
Improv, man. Come
so-
on.
Okay. So when you're going through life, you don't know which way is up. But sometimes I can't even do what he was doing. It's so hard. Can you?
I don't think I can. Hold on. I'm watching a clip right now. I want to hear him talk.
Oh, thanks, Rianne. Rianne said I was a good rebel. Oh, you have to watch this fucking cheater over here. Guys,
I'm watching
put
a
it in the
clip.
fucking
I'm
chat
watching
that
a clip.
Marcus is a cheater because I did it from the
Okay,
top.
no, I
and
couldn't
Marcus
find it. I
says,
couldn't find it.
"Give me 3 minutes," because
I couldn't find it. He goes, he talks with his mouth, and he also doesn't smile at all. His smiles are like this, like a pained smile every time. So he's like, Simon Conjurer, I can't believe that we have to go get these kids. You're not gonna put me in a box, Simon Conjurer. I don't know why you have me handcuffed to this fucking dashboard. Simon Conjurer.
Why
It's
does
a
you
magic
sound like a
power.
guy that like works on the docks? I feel really good about mine now. Thank
Yours
you.
is good.
Thanks for
Yours is
doing
good.
that.
Okay.
Too many vowels. -9442. Too many
If
vowels.
if you could, the ability to talk like this is actually pretty fascinating, and to
Yeah.
do it for a whole movie is very impressive.
My thing is, Lexi asked, is like, oh, he's high. That's what's happening. And I said, I don't think so. I don't
No,
think that's what's happening.
no, and even further into the movie, after the big reveal, he definitely wasn't high because we find out who he really was at the end, which was a huge thing.
Oh, see,
That
I think
we
you agree
definitely
with
want to
me
talk
what I
about.
think happened. I think you agree with me what I think happened.
Okay, maybe.
Because I think he was a plant, and Lexi was like, no, that really happened. I was like, no, he was a plant.
Yeah,
His
no.
families are gods.
Yeah,
We'll
no,
get to
we'll get to it later, but I also think he was a plant.
So after this this grade school scene and the lady says help my son, you cut to, which is very 2006, a Hummer straight out of Pimp My Ride with 16 DVD players in the back of every seat and dashboard and window.
Uh-huh.
And what's playing on those DVDs? Simon Conjurer helping
Yep.
people.
Okay,
I was so what is this?
so from that moment, I was like, this feels like a cult. And it's so weird, but if you watch the rest of the movie thinking that this was made by the what's the guy's name? Who made Nexium? Who's that guy? Keith Raniere.
Keith
So
Raniere?
If you view
Shut
him
up.
as a Keith Raniere kind
Wait,
of guy,
guys, if you wanted to hear our full thoughts on Keith Raniere, go check out our The Vow episode last month, our last Patreon exclusive.
Yes.
Guys, Patreon exclusives, getting us to watch The Vow, Deadly
Uh-huh.
Lessons. Why aren't you a part of the community?
join the Patreon, guys.
Sorry, go on. You gotta let me plug. Sorry.
No, I want you to plug. So Keith Raniere definitely could have made this movie, and this 100% follows a lot of the same kind of thinking that cult leaders have and that cults do, right? So like this guy is kind of how cult leaders view themselves, which is really interesting to get into. Because throughout the whole movie, I was kind of thinking that. I was like, oh man, that's how they think about themselves. That's how they see themselves. They're like, I have the answer to heal you. When Keith Raniere is sitting there being like, oh, let's heal people with Tourette's. He's Simon Conjurer.
Wow, you're so right. I didn't even think about this.
It's crazy.
Wow, they even look a little the same.
Yeah. They got the same like gross vibe where you're like, why do women have sex with this man?
Yeah.
But somehow they do. And it's very
Gonna be
strange.
honest, I feel like I'm supposed to hate everything Simon Conjurer is doing, but every once in a while he says something or does something. I was like, that was stupid. I kind of like it. Sometimes his whole shtick of like being above it all was like funny in a way that I found entertaining. Because it was like this disconnected from humanity.
100%. He's so disconnected from the world around him. He had some interesting. So in the room when you first meet everybody, he wrote on the board
E equals
MC squared, where enlightenment equals mind control.
Wow, this sounds like he's teaching people how to make a cult.
You think he's mind controlling everybody?
Well, he is. He's straight up hypnotizing people. Like that's what's happening.
God,
you know,
it's wild.
And no one's ever saying that.
No.
So you get Rebel in the car, and he's like, "I don't want to do this." Oh, sorry, I don't want to do this, man. That's not what
That's getting better.
Thank you. And he's like, "Fine, leave." And then I'm supposed to think that fucking reverse psychology works that well. He's like, well, just imagine I didn't leave. Like, what? How would it work? What would you do?
He's a master of mind control and manipulation.
And then he's like, okay, I'll do it, but let me drive. And Simon's like, okay. And then the fucking Hummer shows up beaten to shit.
Yes.
And I'm supposed to just imagine that they got into that bad of a car accident and then just continued on to their destination. No big deal.
The car wasn't wrecked, but it was bad enough where you're like, okay, how are we gonna fix this going forward?
It's getting towed.
Because, yes. If it's still drivable, it needs to go to the mechanic either immediately or the next day. Because that car was fucked.
Someone said, I almost didn't understand you. Getting better, Nick. Thank you. I'll nail Rebel by the end of this podcast. So then we meet. Oh boy! So then we meet everybody, all 10 of them. And why do I know there's 10 of them? Because the movie kept telling me over and over and over again that there's 10 of them.
Yep, 100%. So each one of these guys has a different thing that's wrong with them, and I'm gonna say wrong in a very loose sense, in the way that the movie does, and not in the way that Marcus, the podcaster, actually feels.
I'm sorry. Do you not think the guy who doesn't think himself handsome and then the lesson learned is he's handsome is the same as the person who's anorexic and can't eat? That's not
They all
they're
are
not
the
the
same
same.
level of problem, and he can
The
fix
guy
all
who's a
of them.
model and just doesn't love himself enough is the same as the person who fucking never. I don't know what is the fuck.
And well, it's
this movie's
funny
doing.
too because
The person with schizophrenia,
yeah. It's
like
funny because
diagnosable schizophrenia.
if he used a few more like culty buzzwords, like, oh, this is because you're not enlightened, or this is not because you're not reaching the Nexium vow, or I don't know, whatever the fuck. Just throw in like some key phrases here and there. You got yourself a cult immediately.
I thought for a second, I thought, oh, let's go through each character, but I feel like we'll talk about each character as their moment comes up. So we got 10 characters, we got a cast of characters, and then
A cast of characters.
Simon gives them a book, an
And it's an
old-looking
old
religious
looking
tome
beat up
looking
book. They all open it and they're like, "What is this book? We don't want it." Blah 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 blah. There's a black stereotype racist caricature there immediately.
And here's how you know the movie also thinks so, because the way the book happens is you open up the book, and the book starts by explaining that they're all in the room, describing them one by one,
Mhm.
saying, there's the overeater, there's a girl who doesn't eat, there's this, there's that. Then there's the angry black guy. It
Yep.
says that.
It
It
says
says that
the
in the
angry
book,
black guy.
which by the way this movie ends up but how you find out this book is written means everyone in this room is racist, but anyway, because it's not written, it's not
I
what they
guess you're
think is
right.
written.
Yeah. It's oh god, it's so weird too because it's like, oh god, it's so fucked up. Like the movie is so fucked up. It's funny and it's good, but like let's take 1 minute to say that
It's
this
not
movie,
funny, it's not good. I would
hold
say
on,
neither of those things.
okay, this movie isn't funny or good. This movie is fun to watch. I definitely think it's fun to watch. We're laughing, we're making fun of it. That's the kind of movie this is. You make fun of it, you talk about how stupid it is. But taking a sidebar over here, just to say that this movie is also racist and homophobic, and also just really,
What's the word when you take mental health and you don't think it's real? What's that word? Whatever that word is.
I
It's
don't
also
know.
that.
It's really reductive regarding mental health and just being like,
Reductive.
you can wish it away. It's just you can trace everything back to one thing that happened to you.
You
at
can
some
trace everything
point.
back to your father. It's everybody's dad. Lexi pointed it out and was like, is this movie trying to say that every bad thing that has ever happened to you is because of fathers? And I said, no, yeah. yeah, it is.
Dads are bad, guys. Come on, let's the
Oh.
next generation be better.
So the conceit of this movie is the book is writing out what's happening right now and predicting the future.
Yeah.
So the book goes through and it starts describing all their scars that no one knows about. And then my favorite one is like it goes through all the scars and tattoos and stuff, and then the schizophrenic girl. I apologize for using this terminology. I know it's incorrect, but this is how the movie describes them. So
This
I'm
is how
not
the
sure
movie
how
says
else
it.
to.
Yeah.
Because I don't know anybody's name because they don't say the name. They say Tears. Her name's Tears. And she says, in the book says she has a lip tattoo on. This movie's going to take fucking forever to talk about. It has a lip tattoo on her ass. And then
Doesn't
then
matter,
it
it's
gets
great.
really like fucking predatory and sexual harassing, and everyone's like, "Yeah, show me your ass."
Everyone
And then she says,
around the room is
every
like,
single
"Show
one.
me your ass. I want
Every
to see
single
it
one.
now."
And then she says, "Fine," and she pulls out her pants and shows her very nice butt. She has a very nice butt.
That's pretty
and
solid. It was solid.
that's a very nice solid butt. As the black guy says, that could be a black girl's ass.
Oh my god, it was
yeah.
oh god,
Written by a
it's
white guy.
so cringy.
And I thought, and I was like, Lexi, where's the? I looked at that. I looked at this woman's ass for a solid 2 minutes because we were so confused, rewinding it because we didn't see the tattoo. And I said, "Oh my god, was this supposed to be CGI?" And they forgot because my dumbass didn't just let the movie continue. And then Simon keeps reading, and it says, "And the tattoo's not there. She only thinks it is."
Oh god, you wanted to
So
see her
smart.
ass more. You wanted to
So
see her ass
smart.
more. So I
So
do
smart.
have to interject here because I feel like I'm having fucking flashbacks of the interview that I read with John Voight. I was wondering whether or not this was a joke, and a lot of the internet was at the time. People were wondering, like, was this movie real? Was this a joke? This movie 100% is real. This man is serious. He made this movie seriously, and that's it. That's all to be said. But John Voight had said something about this movie. He said that this movie is a fable, and that through this movie, something that has never been done before in film can be done, and that this movie might actually heal people, is what he fucking said. As if
That makes sense.
as if Simon Conjurer going through the fucking motions of fixing these people would actually help anyone in real life.
Which is weird because John Voight very famously thinks our nation is being controlled by like
Lizard people?
nanotechnology and
Oh.
like Satanists and what's the word for the QAnon?
Oh, he's a
He's
QAnon guy?
person. Yes.
That makes sense.
He made a video when Trump when Trump was trying to get reelected about how if you voted for Joe Biden, you were voting for like Satan. And it was very sincere. It was very real. It wasn't a
John
joke.
Voight is a piece of shit.
He really
He
is.
sucks. But
He really
it was
is.
pretty funny seeing that quote that these guys are such assholes that they thought that this movie could actually heal people.
Oh no! They heard us. The Illuminati symbols are in the
Oh,
chat.
shit, Illuminati's not
Marcus,
even in the
backtrack. This was a lovely film. John Voight is a great human being.
Lizard people rock, baby.
So here we are with this book, and then we meet. What's John Voight's character's name? Dr. Kraz.
Dr. Krazix. Krazx. The coolest name I've ever seen.
Who's just in a completely different movie. He is not in the same movie. He does not exist in the same plane as the rest of the people in this movie because they're all bad, but they're all being sincere. Yeah, I've watched Dick Tracy. I like that.
He seems like a Dick Tracy.
Oh,
character.
straight up.
Yeah. He just seems like this over the top, cartoony villain that doesn't fit with the rest of the tone of the movie at all.
That's making fun of like 50s pulp, 50s noir. Like that's like the thing they're trying to. Wow. So I need you to explain. This is the first part of the movie where I just need you to try to explain to me what's happening, because we get a scene with Simon Conjurer's estranged wife who is talking to Dr. Kraz X about
was
Simon
that his
Conjurer
wife?
and how he's
I feel like it didn't say it was his wife. Maybe it was.
Well, you find out later
that
she's
they were lovers, but I maybe they were wives. Maybe I missed that part.
Wait. You're right, because all the times that they talked about wives was the part of the movie that wasn't real. So so you're right. They easily could not have been married, and that was just a conjuration.
Oh, I like
for the made up part of the film. I was seeing somebody else was like, wasn't she his ex-wife? No, it might not have been. Oh god, I have to rewatch this movie. I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what's happening? What's happening in this scene? Why is the doctor talking to her? Who is she? Why is this important? What's happening? What is that scene?
So the doctor shows up and he's like, yeah, so we have to get back at Simon Conjurer. I'm going to stop him. And he establishes himself.
Oh, that's pretty good. Can you do a full-on Dr. Kraz?
Yes, I could do Dr. Kraz.
Where's your chocolate?
I don't have chocolate in this room. I don't have chocolate in this house, I think.
Oh my god.
I want chocolate. He's always eating a chocolate bar throughout every fucking scene he's in. I think that was a John Voight choice. I think he just wanted chocolate. Like, if you're an actor making a movie, why not just have it be like, oh, it's my character thing that he's always eating my favorite candy bar. Whatever.
That's kind of smart. I'm gonna do that.
100%. If you get cast in something, just fucking be like, oh, my character likes Cheetos.
And then when I gain weight during filming, I'm like, it's a character choice. You said the character eat Cheetos. I gotta eat these Cheetos.
Yeah. Now you gotta pay for my gym bill afterwards too.
Ooh, smart.
So we gotta work into that contract. So he's basically saying like, hey, we need to frame him for murder. We need to fucking get back at this guy. Blah 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 blah. And then he leaves the room, and she's like, like a plot twist. Like they zoom in on her face, and she's like, little does he know, I love Simon Conjurer. And they do this reveal by showing her reach into her drawer, and there's nothing else in the drawer but a huge ass picture frame of her and Simon Conjurer, which was a hilarious way of showing that they have history together. And she says, I was a former student of his. And then that's the scene.
Well, first of all, somebody making love with their hypnotist also deeply problematic. But who is she? Is she a cop? Is she a psychiatrist? Is she part of some board? Why is she? Why? Like, what is her role?
She's the dean or the principal of the school or something. I forgot what it was. But she
Of
works
the night school?
No, it's happening in the same school. The morning thing and the night thing, I think, are happening in the same school building. And she's like the dean or the principal or something like that of that.
That was not clear.
I think that's what I got.
But
But they said
also,
dean or principal.
Why would he? Oh wait, he wasn't saying blackmail. He was saying as if it was real. We find out later it was blackmail.
Yeah.
So he was just trying to get him straight up fired.
Yes, he was just trying to get him fired.
Do we find out why?
No,
Cool.
it never establishes. Oh, later on in the not real version of the movie that we were
Well, that doesn't
watching-
matter. We already established they're not married, and so that whole
But-
I can't
but-
trust anything from that from 78% of this movie.
But later on in the movie, in the fantasy, whatever, he reveals that they're old rivals. Like they used to both study human like consciousness, and
Yeah, but that was in the fake world.
I guess so. But it was oh man. But I think that part's real.
Why would that be real but not the wife thing?
When did he say wife?
Multiple times. He
I never
literally
heard
said, "You
wife."
killed my wife,"
I guess so. Wait, maybe. I don't know.
and he
man.
literally said ex-wife. And during the pool scene, they were like, "I want to be back together. I've been thinking about you, ex-wife, estranged wife." That's
He said the words, "I've been thinking about you, ex-wife." He didn't say
no,
that.
but yes, kinda, almost. Put
Also,
in the chat. He
Nick,
said wife, right?
Just to correct you, it wasn't a pool; it was a fountain.
In
Which is
her
much
house that
worse.
she bathed in.
Oh God, we got to get to that
Oh
scene.
my
Okay,
god.
so they introduce. We've been through this for like an hour. They introduce everybody, okay, and then
and then the fuzz comes.
Then the cops come because they're like, we're gonna arrest you for murder. And then they're like, fuck, we gotta get out of here. So they all escape in a van.
Into a van. Marcus, who's driving? Where did the van come from? And why does it have a back?
I have that note. Who is driving this van? They all just get into a van. Where did it come from? Why is it there? They just get into
Where's the door?
They just get into a Deus Ex Machina van. That's what happens.
It was a rainforest cafe. That was her house. It was very much a rainforest cafe. So
they get into this van,
and then the conceit of the movie starts.
They all start talking about their background, their problems, blah blah blah, and getting to know one another. And then they get out of the van.
Before that, Tears starts having a panic attack. No, an anxiety attack.
Yes.
So, what's the fucking overeater guy's name? Whistle Dick? Whistle Down? Whistle what? Whistle Wise? Whistle Wise.
Whistleton. Let's see. I think it's
Whistle
Whistle Wise.
I'm going to say Whistle Wise.
God, it's so hard to find out who these guys are because they don't fucking say like their names properly.
It's like not a real movie. It's not a real movie.
Yeah. We can't find any information on this movie.
Most of these actors just don't exist in the fucking IMDb. The fucking actor Simon Conjurer isn't even listed as one of the actors in this fucking IMDb. Anyway, so Whistle Wise, yeah, that doesn't help Rianne. She spelled it like his tattoo. WYSIWYG.
His name is Bulwart.
Wissy Wiz?
Bulwart.
Oh, is it?
Wizzy Wiz.
Oh, it is Bulwart. You're right. Okay,
Bulwart,
so Bulwart,
played by Travis Oates.
Bulwart comforts Tears through her anxiety attack, and then says, "Oh, and almost verbatim says, "Oh, now that I've helped her through an anxiety attack, I understand where mine comes from, and I think I know how to handle mine now." And you get a flashback about why he overeats. And then he says something to the effect of, "I'm cured." And then someone says, 1 down, 9 to go.
And throughout the rest of the movie, this is how we get everyone's transformation. They're just like, oh my God, I'm having a flashback. And they go back through whatever fucking trauma they had. And they fucking work their shit out.
There's so many things wrong with this. I don't even think it's that bad of a it's a very classic movie technique, right? To do this. It's not I'm not even shaming them for that. I am shaming them for the cavalier attitude they have on mental health.
Oh yeah.
This person has a legitimate binge eating disorder. He has a mental health thing that he needs therapy and help for. Not, hey, remember when your thing got robbed? Oh, wow, yeah, I did. Breakthrough. Now I can't. Now I don't like food. That's not
Yeah.
how that works.
His trauma was that he watched someone break into his home and then they fed him a sandwich. I forgot what happened.
No. And then his mom went into the room and locked the door and left him out there.
Oh yeah.
His mom left him to die. It's not funny. I'm sorry, but it's so stupid. His mom left him to die, and then he was like,
So-
"Oh no, I have no control of the world, so I will eat."
Uh-huh. Yeah. I mean, I guess we could talk about it a little bit, but like, yeah, this movie just is so cavalier with mental illness. It's just like, it's just this thing that you can fix magically in one shot. Which, I mean, if we're being fair, a lot of movies have that take, and I feel like mental illness and trauma and stuff like that isn't always written well. This movie is much worse than most movies, but
I agree.
it's a general problem
I
we
agree.
have in Hollywood.
This is true, but this is worse. Somehow this is
Yeah, for
worse.
sure. This is
because of the
100%
way
worse.
it's going. And then you're right. The Vance, and then oh god, I don't know his name. Scorpio. Scorpio says, "Fuck this. I'm over it," and makes them stop the car. And then the cops arrest the drivers. What?
Who we didn't know who the drivers were. We didn't know why they were there. They just magically
Lexi
got
was
arrested.
literally like, "We've met them," and I said, "No, we haven't." And she's like, "Why would they arrest people we never met?" And I said,
because it's
Exactly.
a bad movie. It's a bad movie that just
They're a
magically
terrorist, I
introduces
guess.
people. Yeah, the cops are like, "Thank God you guys brought them here. They're a terrorist," and they're like, "Oh, nice." And then we have that one guy, Scorpio, has his breakthrough moment, which is so stupid. Nick, what was his breakthrough moment?
His breakthrough moment was he remembered something about his father being a shithead to him, and he was like, "Oh, that's why I'm angry all the time. But now that I've used my anger for justice, no, I'm not angry anymore."
He literally says, "I need to take out my anger on the bad guys." He didn't use his anger for justice. The cops just showed up and arrested him. Arrested the terrorist. That was it. And also,
No, Marcus, you're being small-minded. No, his anger led to justice. He's Batman.
so it's funny too because in the scene that's supposed to be very like, oh, this is serious. This is how we're gonna handle showing his trauma. He gets beat by his father, and then he's like, and my father's father beat him. And then an old man comes out and starts beating the shit out of this kid's dad. And then the kid just leaves and starts crying in the corner, which is like just so wild.
It's also
It's
wild
so wild.
because it says I wanted to break the cycle and I didn't. So this movie's aware of cycles. Like it's aware of things.
Yeah.
Of the like domestic violence has cycle. Like this movie
He
is
Googled
acutely
trauma.
aware.
Yeah, no, he Googled trauma
He
once.
Googled trauma.
And he was like, "I got it, guys. I can solve it. I figured it out."
Anyway, so then this movie's fucking wild because then they just leave, and then where do they go for an hour's worth of the movie? To Dr. Krazak's house. How do they get there? Why did they go
They
there?
just spend the rest of the movie at the villain's house, and he's not there. He
But
just
Marcus-
happens to not be there.
Guess what? It didn't happen, so it doesn't matter.
That's
They
true.
weren't there.
That's true. It was his fantasy house. Oh my god.
Anyway, so they go to the house, and then I can't remember enough to go through one by one, but a lot more trauma things happen. Like the alcoholic lady sees the alcohol on the guy's bar and says,
"Oh,
"That's
man.
the same
There's a
order
lot
that
more.
my dad had his alcohol." She has her trauma. Which I will say, I thought, oh, what a great moment to have the flashback be in the mirror. And they did that. So
Nice.
somebody in this
That's
movie
true.
was like trying to use
Yeah.
fancy
Actual
movie
s-
making.
Yeah. Nick, what did you think of the movie so far? Where are you at this point in watching it? They get to the house, you start getting more trauma background. Where are you at mentally?
Marcus, this was the moment where I paused the film and I said, I'm quitting the podcast. I'm not finishing this. I'm not finishing this, and I'm not
You
finishing
stayed
this.
with it for our fans.
For you. Fuck the fan. It was for you, Marcus. Matthew,
Well,
you're
Nick,
dead to me. I don't want anything to do with you ever again.
Well, Nick.
You cut out. Are you making a segue? I don't know.
Oh,
what you
your
said.
audio cut out. No, I was
You
making a
cut. Yeah,
segue, but I was
sorry.
waiting for you. I was like, you
Oh,
seem
what's
very excited.
so sorry. I'll tee you up. Yes, Marcus, I was ready to stop watching this film here.
Well, that's your opinion. Let's find out other people's opinion in this game. Roll the clip me.
Now try this trivia. Now try this trivia. Now trivia. Now trivia. Now trivia this.
And we're back. Okay, Nick, are you ready? This is a game
that
for
was so
both
quick.
of us.
Yeah. And
The talented
oh, okay.
Dash
Who made the game?
9442 made this game for us to play.
Oh, thank you, Dash.
Okay.
I like how we're
So,
having a conversation
game
about
is
what
called-
we're doing, and the chat. Sorry, I like how we're having a whole conversation over here. That's the show, and then there's a whole conversation in the chat that has nothing to do with us. That has to do with the penis statues in the movie. Our chat has
We will
gone
get to
rogue.
the penis statues. Guys, next time we stream every Thursday at 8 p.m., come join us on Twitch and see what the chat is about. Okay.
Eastern Standard Time, guys. Join us.
This game is called The Best and Worst of One Bad Movie, aka excerpts from Deadly Lessons IMDb reviews.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I insulted the chat, and now they're gonna start their own podcast without us.
No, don't start your. I mean, I support your own podcast. Just it has to be on the Now Try This podcast network. Okay.
All right. So what was this? What are we doing?
So the game is we're gonna get a line from a review, and we have to then guess the score that was given based on the review that we are reading. And I think they're out
Okay.
of 10. Okay. So are
10?
you ready?
You sure it's not 5? Because every website uses 5 stars.
I'm gonna say 10. Okay. Monologues.
Oh, it's out of 10 stars. Okay, great.
Nearly every scene contains a monologue or 2, or even 7. But they're not monologues really. It's more like, how can I say this? Character will repeat the same thought about 90 times, but in different words. Something like, wow, I don't need to drink anymore. I used to be a drunk, but now I don't need to drink. It's amazing that I don't need to drink alcohol anymore. How great is it that I don't need to drink? I don't want to drink. I don't need to drink.
You know what this reminds me of? One of the things I hated the most about this movie, where it was clear that the writer does not know how to write in other people's voices.
Yes, 100%.
And the whole dialogue sounds like Simon Conjurer's talking.
Yeah, Simon Conjurer is the writer, is the director, and he only gets his lines correct. Everyone else feels like they're talking like him. And that is not how writing works. It's very bad. But this person is right. It is just like people saying the same thing 90 different times. What's your guess?
10 stars. 10 stars.
You think it's 10 stars?
Yeah, I think people on the internet are ironic. I think it's 10 stars.
Oh shit. I didn't think about that. I was gonna say 1. I'll go with you. I'll say 10. I'll say 10.
Okay, if it's 1, my fault.
We're united front on this one. 10 out of 10. You're right.
Yeah.
One of the best bad movies I've ever seen. Pretty good.
Nailed it.
Okay.
Somebody
Next
doesn't go to
one.
the trouble to write that much shit.
That's
They
true.
understood the movie on like a quintessential level
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
too intense to not appreciate it.
Quote number 2. The movie has no surprises at all, other than the continuing surprise that you'll have at every inept frame that is up on screen. All technical aspects from editing, lighting, sound design, score, etc. are laughably bad. What do you think
You
that
know what?
score is?
We should have did the whole podcast talking about these reviews because I forgot about the score. We're fucking the fucking like the beginning scene sounds like it's out of fucking Peter Pan.
It's
and
very
then
bad music. The whole thing is poorly scored and it is wild.
I took a note, but one of them sounded like it was a Wizard of Oz, and it was
Yep.
weird.
Yeah, those are good. That's a good point. There was like Wizard of Oz. It was like fantastical music. It was like, that doesn't fit the scene.
They're talking
fit
about
what's happening.
alcoholism. What's
Mhm.
happening?
Yeah. It's like he didn't know how to Google generic, like copyright free music. Maybe it didn't exist at the time.
You know what
Who knows?
my guess is? 10 stars?
What? I'm gonna guess 1 star. I'm gonna
Okay,
stick
I
with
guess
this
10.
one. It can't also be 10 stars. Let's see.
There goes the United Front.
Oh, it is 1 star. The most
Oh,
hard.
God
This
damn
it just had a viciousness to it. You know what I mean? That was like the other
I
one.
thought Dash
kinda
was
seemed
doing
fun.
that thing where they're all going to be 10.
Oh, okay. 1 out of 10. The most horrible piece of trash I've ever seen, and I loved every minute. So they did love it, but they were honest about their review.
Mm.
Interesting approach.
I'll take a half a point.
You can't take a half a
They
point.
said 10 stars.
You know, that's
No,
how
I
it
took a half
works.
point.
I'll take
I
a half a point. You know what? I'll take 2 points.
I'm
then.
the scorekeeper.
I'll take 2
1.5
points.
to 2.
Hold on. Okay,
points.
next one.
And actually, you said 1 star initially back, so I'm going to take a point away from you. So I'm winning.
Oh my god. Quote number 3. Okay. As the film chugs along, every character is cured of their hilariously one-dimensional problem. Even Saved by the Bell had more intelligent portrayals of addiction. That's
Nice callback.
That's good. After each character gets to the root of their problem, Rebel, yes, that's a character, will say 1 down, 9 to go, which you did mention earlier. So stupid. Or 3 down, 7 to go, or 8 down, 2 to go. Every time it happens, it's like an evil taunt from filmmaker to audience. Ha! I'm not done with you yet. There's still another hour of film to sit through.
This movie was so fucking long. That's funny
It
because
was a
Saved by
lot.
the Bell,
2
wasn't
hours
there
and
like
17
a
minutes.
quintessential episode where Jesse's like addicted to caffeine pills?
Yeah,
or
that's
some
what
shit?
they were referencing in the review. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that was
pretty good.
formative
It's
in
a
my
good
childhood, I feel like. Yeah.
Saved by the
I
Bell
have
as a
never
whole
taken
or that
caffeine
one
pills.
episode? Oh.
Both, probably.
Those movies made me want to
Probably-
take caffeine pills. Because Fresh Prince had an episode too, and he was like, "Oh, I'm struggling with work. I'm struggling with homework. I'm struggling with all this stuff." And he started taking caffeine pills. And then, it was like, "Oh, these are bad." And I was like, "Why are they bad? This seems dope as fuck." Like, if it makes you more efficient and work harder, I feel like that's what I want.
Oh, you know why I don't take caffeine pills? Because of that movie, The Faculty, where that kills the aliens.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. So
that's
you
true.
know, what if I'm secretly an alien?
No,
I don't want to
wasn't
die.
it cocaine
So my guess,
that killed aliens? They had to sniff cocaine or something.
thought
I
it was
remember them
caffeine
sticking
pills.
something in their nose to snort.
Yeah, it was caffeine.
It was
broken up
caffeine?
caffeine pills. I think so. Am I an alien? You'll never know, Rianne.
Hold on, I'm
Are
gonna
you
look up
Googling
what
it?
stopped.
Are you fact checking me?
I want to
I'm getting
see. I
fact
need
checked
to
in
know
my own
these things.
podcast.
Shut up. We need to be fact checked. Fact checked, okay? Starring.
Well, can I be honest? I say a lot of bullshit on this podcast. You should fact check me.
Okay, let's see. It's probably caffeine pills. Caffeine is nowhere to be found on the IMDb page, and neither is
It's
cocaine.
cocaine?
No,
Interesting.
neither of them. Okay.
Okay, well now hold on. I want to do this. Caffeine pills faculty movie.
We got sidetracked.
Ah, The Faculty in Defeating Aliens with Caffeine. That's the name of the article. Boom.
Oh,
boom.
nice. Wow. I remember them sticking something in a pen and snorting it. So I
Yeah, it was
always have
caffeine
the
pills.
memory of cocaine. Why would you snort caffeine pills?
Same reason you would snort cocaine, but one of them you can get from the drugstore.
I feel like it's in pill form to take as a pill, not to sniff.
I mean, I don't want to get into the science of drugs because I don't know it that well, but it has something to do with your brain membrane barrier shit. I don't fucking know.
Okay. Well, I mean, there were also aliens. So if you got the caffeine pill in them in any way, it was fine. I think is probably what they were going for.
Well, they took the pen and stabbed people with them.
Oh, is that what they
I'm
did?
looking at? Yeah, I think maybe it just happened one time, but I'm looking at a picture of Jon Stewart with a pen and foam.
That's
It's
must have
like,
been what happened. Okay. As the film...
one star,
Okay, 1 star. 1 star.
right?
I'm gonna.
It was so long ago, I don't remember what it said.
Chauncey still. This person hated the length, so I'm gonna say 1 star. Also, I agree.
Oh wait, now I feel like it's 10 and Dash is pulling one over my heart.
10 out of 10. One of the best bad movies
God
I've
damn
ever
it.
seen.
I should have gone with my instinct. Okay.
Okay,
Next one.
next one. I thought the movie was great. I enjoyed it from the start to finish. It showed a teacher, not Jesus, helping these individuals understand who they are. As for the character Toons, he wasn't homosexual. If you watched and followed the movie, it simply stated that he had no idea what sexuality was. At the end, it was Toons who figured out what his sexuality was. I gotta tell you, I loved this movie.
Can you? It's gonna be 1 star. That's my guess. Can you tell me though
I think 1
what
star
Toons'
also.
sexuality is? Because I feel like the movie didn't contend with it at all.
The movie was like, oh, they made the joke that like trisexual joke, like he'll try anything. And then he was just like, oh no, it turns out I'm a virgin and I just was super horny because I watched my dad have sex with his secretary.
No, I think it was the priest,
Oh, he
right?
watched the priest. Yeah, sorry. He watched the priest have sex with a nun or something.
First of all, you don't have to have had sex to understand your sexuality. Those two things aren't, that's not how that works. That's offensive in and of itself. Secondly, you don't become gay by looking at a penis. That's also incorrect.
Well, was he gay?
Thirdly,
We don't know.
Thirdly, not understanding your sexuality is different than fearing the fact that you might be gay. And that's what the movie is doing, not what they're saying. And that's a third problem with this character too.
And he was like the butt of a lot of jokes about him. And the
lot.
jokes were focused not on the fact that he's willing to have sex with anybody, but just about like him being gay, potentially. It was like, whoa, no, I wouldn't touch that. And it's like, no, it's fine. If he's gay, let him be gay. And instead they resolve it by like, oh, he's just a virgin. He doesn't know anything. So he's hiding behind like excessive horniness.
This felt like an infomercial for conversion therapy, and it made me very uncomfortable.
It was very bad. The whole movie's handled very poorly, but especially that.
Yeah.
So
well, this one especially offended me a lot.
1 out of 10?
I say 1 star.
Okay, let's go. 9 out of 10. Great flick. They used the term flick.
Who leaves 9 stars? I'm either a 1 or a 10er.
The movie is about a man named Simon Conjurer that also may or may not be Jesus incarnate. We don't know, but what we do know is that his long flowing hair did more acting throughout the movie than he did.
10 out of 10.
Okay, 10 out of 10?
10 out of 10, yeah.
I'll agree. I'll say 10 out of 10.
I think it was sincere about the hair.
No, I'm gonna say 1 out of 10.
Okay, because they're making fun of it?
Yeah, because they're making fun of it. They said, because I was wrong about the tone of the other one. And I feel like this one says that his hair is doing more acting than he did, and that it's about Jesus. You ready?
Yeah.
The most horrible piece of trash I've ever seen, and I loved every minute. 1 out of 10.
Hold on. What? What? I was right, but wrong.
The movie is way over 2 hours, and seriously, there are only about 6 scenes in the whole film. They never end. And every scene consists of characters basically saying no, or what are you talking about? Or I'm not doing that. Or I'm staying here. Or why should we listen to you? Over and over and over again. And whenever the plot comes to a screeching halt, the characters are quiet for a few seconds before one of them bursts out, let's see what the book says.
This was one of my biggest problems with the film. They kept forgetting the conceit of the whole movie was the book. And they said, nuh-uh. Nope, no way. This isn't real. Blah, blah, blah. And then eventually they'd get to the fact, it's like, it says it in the book. It says it in the book. You only had to do it the one time. I got it. I got it. We're following the book. Just follow the book.
Yep.
They got to shut out another 40 minutes from this film. The banter wasn't good. 1 out of 1
It
star.
was bad.
They said 1 star.
I think this is 1 star too. They constantly just refer to the book anytime they were stuck plot wise, and it was grueling. It was hard. Or one of them had a miraculous breakthrough and we went to a flashback or something like that. Okay.
Oh, I was also like always upset because Simon Conjurer, like, he was a bystander for so much of the film. Like, he broke up that fight between Rebel and Scorpio 5 minutes into the fight. He could have stopped it right away.
Yeah,
that's how a facilitator works.
A long time ago.
Ugh. And he was in that the whole movie.
Let's see. You said 1 out of 10?
Yeah.
I'll say 1 out of 10. Oh, wait, hold on. I went to the wrong one. Okay, 10 out of 10. It was a 10 out of 10. Best movie.
These reviews are pissing me off now. I don't like this game.
Oh my God, there's more slides. Okay. The film was written, directed, and starred in Simon Conjurer by Stuart Paul, who took his name from the credits completely. It was produced in 2006 under the Legend of Simon Conjurer. And yes, it is John Voight under all that makeup and a fat suit. At 138 minutes, it's too long by 128 minutes. And I can well understand why Stuart Paul withheld his name from his own writing and directing credit. It's appalling. I do want to say he purposefully withheld it for so long. It's included in the beginning. They're showing the opening credits and they're showing like paintings on the wall and shit like that. And at one point it says written and directed by on the board and someone is wiping out who it was written and directed by. He knew going into it, he didn't want his name into it. And Nick, quick side, before we get back to the game, could you guess why he said he didn't put his name on it?
Oh, because he wanted it to transcend who he was as a person? I don't know. Was it something crazy like that?
That is very close. What he said was that Hollywood is too vain and he'd want to participate in the vanity of Hollywood. So he was doing everyone a favor. It's pretty good. If you have to bullshit and be a
thank you.
douchebag about
Thank
it,
you,
that's a pretty
Stuart.
good way of doing it. Okay, guess.
Yeah.
1 out of 10, 10 out of 10. What'd you got? 9 out of 10. This person hated it. If you
3.
complain about the length, I think the length of the movie is like you actually hate it.
I'm guessing 3 because this person sounds like they live a lot of reviews and they think they're fancy. So 3. I say 3 stars.
I'm gonna Price is Right you and say 2.
I hate you so much.
We are both wrong. They declined to give a rating, and it says, "We'll kill you by boredom."
Oh my god. I felt like I was dying.
I could see that. Okay, ready? Lab tech guy thought he stood out raw talent. Interesting, if I may say so. Although he had a relatively small part, he was specific and seemed to nail the character. I like his choices. Seemed to be very comfortable in his role, lab tech guy. Though he stood out raw talent. Interesting, if I may say so. Although he had a relatively small part, he was specific and seemed to nail the character. I like his choices, lab tech guy. Thought he stood out raw talent. Interesting, if I may say so. I don't know. Someone have a stroke in the middle of this?
I think Lab Tech guy left his own review on his movie.
The line repeats twice, and then it says, I like his choices, hope to see more of him.
Oh my god, Lab Tech guy left a review on his own
I think
fucking
Lab Tech
podcast.
guy left a review.
Lenny Rosenberg is the actor's name.
Someone shouted out Lab Tech guy very specifically.
Oh, you know what? I think it was. You know why?
Yeah?
Because he was a producer on all the next films that Stuart Paul made.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, he grew up in the East Coast. Why does Rian say I gotta visit his IMDb?
Maybe to see what you just found.
Wait, what? Who is this guy? He's also a restaurateur and he owns restaurants.
Wait, really?
He's about over 50. But yeah, what is this? Who is this guy?
Why
I'm just gonna hold on. I'm just gonna read his IMDb.
Okay,
honestly,
okay,
no,
go
Rian,
ahead.
it was not a joke. This guy is crazy. He grew up on the East Coast since the age of 7, was immersed with the family business of bakeries, cafes, and this is IMDb. His father, Robert Rosenberg, was a seasoned pro at rebranding bakery and restaurant establishments for over 50 years, including the landmark location at Claire's in New York City. So at the age of 7, Lenny would work side by side in the family business till eventually the torch was passed on to Lenny as he bought his first bakery at the age of 17.
Wow.
It keeps going and talks more about the restaurants.
An icon, honestly. A huge
Oh, there's a
icon.
website. The website is larsrestaurantflips.com. Oh, and when I go to it, it goes to larsproductions.com.
Oh, okay. We're following the tale of Lars.
Oh my god, there's a whole bunch of he has a YouTube channel.
Oh no. Oh no. Guys, if you want to see more of Lars-based content, Lars the Tech guy.
And in
go to
the
his
video,
YouTube
first
channel.
video that shows up from August 2015, 1 million views is I hate $15 minimum wage.
Nice. Glad we know where he stands.
Is this restaurant owner
Wait.
heartless, or does he have a
Pro
point?
or-
He is
Oh, no,
furious
he's
about the
against
$15
it.
minimum wage increase. Yeah.
Oh, no, I was wrong. No, I
and
thought
then
it was because it was not enough. It turns out he wants it because it's
No.
it's the
Part
opposite.
2
He thinks
says,
it's
I
too
hate
much.
$15 minimum wage. Now I am firing my workers.
Oh no. Jesus Christ.
Oh my
God. What a piece of shit. Hate that guy. Lars the Tech guy, fuck you. Go eat
The caption says,
piece of
is
shit.
this infamous restaurant owner a greedy fool or a genius?
Oh
He
my
would-
God.
We revisit this egomaniac minimum wage opponent now on a personal crusade to kill the $15 minimum wage.
Fuck that guy. Fuck Lab Tech
Whoa.
guy.
Left that guy. No, he definitely left his own review.
100%. That was him. He was drunk and left his own review.
Wow.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
wait, is he
say,
on
what do you
Instagram?
think it is? A 10?
He's on Instagram.
From 0 to 0, 100%.
He's got more
Good
followers
point.
than we do on Instagram. Guys, we need to beat Lab Tech guy.
Wait, he does? How many
Instagram.
does he have?
57,000?
57,000 or 5,700?
Yeah. It's 1,000.
Oh, man, guys, we need 57,001 followers to beat Lars, the piece of shit tech guy. We are campaigning to get more followers than Lars, the tech guy. We got
I love the chat because they're like from 0 to 0. Spoiler, he's a greedy fool. We were all on this guy's side 2 seconds ago. And
100%.
it's like
Yeah,
he's a
we're
piece
all
of
about
shit.
him, and now he's a piece of shit.
Wow. What a journey we have been in about Lab
Yes.
Tech guy.
Okay, I think he gave himself a 10. Guys, donate $15 in the chat if you want. You want to support minimum wage? We've been here
Guys,
for
I
an
get paid
hour.
minimum wage, and if you think that's a scam, donate in the chat.
Okay, see, he
Wow.
gave a 10 out of 10, of course.
Yeah,
It's his own
that
fucking
is, of
review.
course, yeah.
Movie was
Yeah.
terrible, however, I like it.
I'm gonna scroll all the
God.
way back into Instagram and see if there's a Simon Conjurer post. Any more reviews?
Nope, that's it. That's the last one.
Oh, okay. So Dash 9442, you told me to stop keeping track of points, so I did. Who won? Let us know in the chat.
Emotionally, who won?
The podcast is over an hour long.
Thank you to the moderator. Podcast over an hour long. Please donate $23. It could be accumulative too, if you all want to donate. Okay, so let's see.
What? That's
back to the
bullshit.
movie.
She said she didn't keep track, so you win. That's favoritism.
Yeah, baby, let's go.
Guy, anybody who thought I won, please say so in the chat.
The chat's just saying Marcus won, guys.
Damn it! They just want to see me tirade. They want to see me angry. This is a fucking
unanimous.
The indignity.
Oh God, I'm so sorry, guys. Thank you,
Okay.
thank you, everyone. Thank
He's
you.
so handsome. Now he's hotter than me too. God damn.
There was no qualifier. Just I am
And
also
smart.
hot, handsome on an individual basis.
I understand the subtext of what's being said.
No, you added subtext. Okay,
Indignation.
I'm so sorry, Nick. Back to the movie.
So
Oh.
most of what we have to talk about
Oh.
is the ending, which is going to take 20 minutes. So
Okay, wait, hold on. We have plenty of time. We have to reach Twitch affiliate status. We have 3 hours to record this episode. Let's make it a long
not-
one.
I'm not editing a 3-hour Deadly Lessons episode. That is not happening. I refuse.
Okay.
I need this to be over. Though before we get to the ending, which is an hour-long ending, the ending takes an hour.
Yes.
This movie feels like it's going to end for an
100%.
hour.
Yes. It has a Return of the King feel.
Can you
where it just
explain
keeps
to me-
ending?
Can you explain to me? Which this is my favorite part of the movie, by the way. So they're in the house, and then they all hide because the cops show up,
Mhm.
and it feels straight up like a Scooby-Doo movie. And
Oh, yeah.
honestly,
It's
for
bad.
like 10 minutes, I was fucking in it. I was like, they were like hiding behind mummies and like hiding under the bar, and I
Yeah.
was like, this is fun.
Because Dr. Krez X is like just a fucking. He lives in a museum and it's wild and it doesn't make any sense at all.
No.
How did he get all this money? I guess he has a book deal. Because at some point they show him signing
Well, he's
books.
like a best-selling book, yeah, best-selling book author.
So stupid. But yeah. So
But why are the cops there?
I-
Because
oh,
we
'cause the
also
murder.
cut. But we cut to the cops
I
with the
forgot why the
lab
cops
tech
are
guy. We cut to the cops with the lab tech guy. They can't know that happened. Is that in the book? Because at this point we're just reading the book. It doesn't happen to do with our main characters. So like,
I don't know.
Okay, great.
it doesn't
Okay,
make sense.
talk.
It doesn't make sense with the reveal at the end. So
So
when they're in a house, the cops come. There's a scene where they hit the button that's on the snake tank and it shoots out a CGI rat that lands perfectly in the snakes that's in their mouth. Why did you need that? That seems like it costs extra money. It probably costs extra money to have a
I
snake
like that
wrangler.
moment.
Why did you need that? You
I think it was
probably could have
CGI.
yeah. Well, I think it was real. It was real, and then it was CGI.
Oh, okay.
Part of it was CGI. And it was just like, why spend all the money? It's crazy.
Again, that 10 minutes was my favorite 10 minutes of the movie. It felt like
That's
Scooby-Doo.
Fair. I get it. And
They came
at
in
some
and they were
point-
like, and then the cops have to hide because Dr. Krez X shows up. I felt so like Scooby-Doo. I loved it.
Yeah. And then Dr. Kruzek reaches into a penis statue, like a statue with the penis, that he lifts up the penis, and in the
Marcus.
ball sack is
Yeah.
the gun. And he reaches his hand, pulls out the gun from the ball sack, and then puts down the penis and leaves.
We're skipping over so much. Fuck.
It's a
So,
long movie.
There's this whole sequence of the guys in the library that looks like the Library of Alexandria. And he's a
Uh-huh.
fucking genius, I guess, even though he has a gambling problem. And
Yeah,
we're
the
supposed to-
gambler, the guy who fell on his head and had like a crack in his skull or whatever. What they call him? Crackhead? What?
Crack. It was just crack.
Crack. Okay. Yeah. And he's like a magic genius. He's like, oh, yes, I knew all this stuff about history and pot, whatever. I
And
don't
it
know.
never comes up. And
Never
it
comes
never
up
comes
again.
up again.
Nope.
It
Even
never
when
comes up.
what was his trauma thing? I forgot. Did we have a flashback for him?
Yeah, it was almost at the end of the movie where he got abandoned by the van. He was like, hey, abandon me with the van. It reminded me I was abandoned as a kid, and now I don't have a gambling problem anymore.
He just said it, right? There was no flashback?
Yep.
Oh, God, this movie is stupid. Ah, I love it.
So then, but before he grabs the gun, this movie's like a fucking Inception. Fucking John Voight's character finds the book in his
Uh-huh.
library and reads it,
He gets
then we
chocolate
flash-
all over it first.
Correct. So he can't read the ending. But it flashes forward because out loud he's reading the book,
Mhm.
and it's the final confrontation of Simon Conjurer and John Voight's character.
Yep.
At the hour and a half mark in the movie, when there's another 45 minutes left.
Yep. We just watched this fictional sequence that's just like, this is what he's writing would happen and is maybe going to happen. So he reads this book.
So they confront each other on the roof, and Simon Conjurer's like, "You killed my wife."
Yes.
And then the guy's like, "You can't prove it." And then he pulls a gun on him.
And then he pulls out he like presses a button, the fucking thing opens up, and a plank comes out across, and he pulls out a sword also. So he has a gun and a fucking sword at the same time, which is just overkill at this point. And I know you're a bad guy, but calm down. And then he makes Simon Conjurer walk the
No
plank.
dash 9442. We're not to the shower scene yet. We're not there yet. And then makes him fall off. And then the slow motion, him falling. And then there's chocolate on the book, so we don't find out what happens.
Yeah, so it don't happens.
And then
oh man,
he grabs the gun and then he leaves. And then the whole group goes to try to best part of the entire movie. It was the best part of the entire movie. I did like this was the end of me liking
the sex scene was the end of you liking the movie.
No, the end of the plank and the sword and the
okay.
gun.
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
ridiculous. I
fine.
kind of like that. And then they go to get his wife to save her.
And then he goes and she is bathing in a fountain that is in the middle of her room, which isn't in this location, or is in this location of Dr. Kryzak's house.
No, they drive somewhere else.
So she is bathing and she's like, it's a
Remember Rebels driving the van.
It's a very obscene scene. It's just like it is way too much, and they're showing her naked, and then he walks in and he's like, "We gotta go." And then she's like, "Come on, Simon. Come join me." And he's like, "No, stop it. No, I don't want to have sex." And she's like, "Come on, have sex." And he's like, "No, I can't. Oh no." And he's like barely resisting her, but he's showing that he's trying to resist her, but she wants him.
Shows up and watches
so badly. Yes, and Toon shows up and watches the.
And that's when he got his trauma already talked about.
Where they're making on the fountain. He's wet. She's naked. He gets all of his clothes wet. He takes off his shirt, and it's just a very long scene.
It's very long. And then Dr. Kryzak shows up and takes the wife away with a gun.
Yes, it is true. But God, but the fountain scene is probably one of the greatest scenes. And I don't care if we skip over the rest of it, but I do want to talk about the fountain scene because it might be one of the greatest scenes ever made. Like, just period, in cinematography, in film, it's just fantastic. Like, the amount of ego involved in writing a sex scene where you are involved in, and also that you are highly sought after by a beautiful woman is wild to me. It is like cult leader shit, like his perception of his own self. They all do it. It's weird. And also the fact that she was after him and he kept going, "No, I don't want it. No, thank you. No. Oh my God. Oh, I guess if you're going to make me." Like, it was so gross.
That's true. Yeah, that's very Keith Raniere.
Okay. That's it. That's all I had to say. If you have more input, feel free to.
Sorry, I was quiet because there was a lag in the thing and you were frozen. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, I agree. Listen, I don't, man. And then I get really confused of what happens next, because then they go back to the classroom.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is when the reveal happens?
Right.
Yeah, they never say There's no scene about them saving her at all.
No. That's weird. Yeah,
so then they get back to the classroom.
Yes, continue.
And they all look at their books, and the books are empty. And they're like, "Where's Rebel?" And then Crack is like, "He's not in the bathroom. I was just there." Perfect dialogue.
Why did we have that? There's just so much like dialogue that is not needed in this film. Like some of the reviews were saying, it's just like there's so much repetition. And the movie is 2 hours and 17 minutes. It's not like they needed to pad it down. It's not like, "Oh no, we're trying to like make an hour." It was done. You didn't have to make any more.
So then they all look in the books and they're like, "It's empty. What happened?" And Simon's like, "I don't know. Guess you all put it down there." And then they spent fucking 10 minutes justifying how it happened with the like scars and shit. And I'm not even gonna go over it because it was so fucking stupid.
It was
so
very
unnecessary.
dumb. Yeah, it was.
But
very,
basically,
very dumb.
They were all hypnotized and they made everything up.
Yes.
The kidnapping, going to the home, the cops, the all the thing except the being framed for murder, because just like earlier in the film, Dr. Kraz X shows up with the
Yes.
police. But this time you found out that the girl who has anorexia, who, oh my god, I didn't even mention her fucking trauma thing getting cured. It was
Nope.
the dumbest one at all. It was just like, oh wow.
Uh-huh.
I don't even remember hers. She was just like, I'm cured. Because she's just eating donuts.
She
And
was
she's
just
like, "Are you
randomly
eating
talking
donuts?"
and
she's
eating a
like, "I'm
donut.
cured."
Like, oh, I'm cured now. Yeah.
So then you find out she was one of Simon Conjurer's students that had a
Mhm.
crush on her, and she like was the alibi or whatever. And then you find out Dr. Krazax gets arrested.
Yes. Yeah. At all.
Oh wait, something must have happened though, because
Oh yeah, they make a point at the end of the movie and they say that
About
the
the lottery
lottery tickets that he bought when they went out were like all cashed and great. But that couldn't have happened if they're saying
'Cause
that
none
none
of
of
it
the movie
happened.
happened. So the movie doesn't make sense. How could the lottery tickets be real
Marcus,
if
that
the whole
making
movie wasn't
sense,
real?
we are about to talk a lot about the true ending, because that's not even
Okay,
the true ending.
true ending.
Because the true ending is, where's Rebel? You cut to Rebel's narration.
Oh
who's
my god.
the narrator of the whole film, who opens the film narrating, and he's like a clean cut. Oh, whoa. Before we even get there, remember the alibi was like, this Hispanic man is a philanthropist, and he justifies.
A fucking Hispanic man just shows up in the classroom and he's like, I'm rich. Here you go, Simon Conjurer. Thank
And
you
I'm
for
Rebel's
fixing
dad."
my son. Or whatever. Or like, you said my son destroyed your car. Here's money.
Yeah, no, because you find out nothing was wrong with Rebel. It flashes. This is my interpretation. It
Yes,
flashes back to what Roberto is like as a person, and he's
Mhm.
just like some clean cut kid who helps volunteer at the fucking hospital with his mom and his dad, who's fucking rich.
Yes.
And then he walks in on his mother, I think, doing magic. I think they're gods, and I think the mom is God.
Okay.
And then
I was with
hold
you.
on.
Now I'm
and then
not with you.
and then Roberto finds out he's also God, because Simon Conjurer at the end of film looks at the blank books in his room again, and inside is a note saying, "Start your hypnosis, let everything else follow. Signed, a friend." And I think Rebel planted himself there
Mhm.
to get in their brains with magic, the same magic that his mom knows. And his mom's been doing magic at the hospital to save people, because she saved that Shirley lady.
Yeah.
And that's what I think happened.
I don't think that's what happened. I think
I'm going to disagree with you, but tell me what you think.
Sure. I think that what happened was Simon Conjurer hit and the lady team. Simon Conjurer used the lady's kid and hypnotized him into being bad, so that way he could like be a catalyst for all these people meeting up. It doesn't make sense.
No, I don't think that happened because Simon Conjurer didn't know. If he knew, it wouldn't have been an anonymous note signed a friend. That was to tell the audience he didn't know who did it.
So the mom hypnotized her son.
No, I don't think. What kind of coincidence was they would also be hypnotists? I think they're real. I think they're magic.
Oh my god, that's wrong.
You don't have two hypnotists.
I think I think someone is hypnotized incorrectly. That's what I think happened. I think someone was like, "Oh, I think
his
the
mom
kid was hypnotized." And
his
used.
mom. Rianne just said the mom was one of Simon's students. That's not true, because when at the beginning of the movie when she showed up, Simon didn't know her, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
She
why
has
does
the
she
same
have
technique
this?
as him.
Why do we
I
know
don't
she
know.
has the same technique?
It doesn't make the ending doesn't make sense. But they have the reveal that Rebel was not a rebel at all, and that he was just a
He
good
didn't
kid.
teach her. They didn't know each other. Stop saying this to the chat. I
The
disagree so
chat's-
much.
And the chat is having their own conversation about what happened.
No,
But
see, here's the
I
thing.
have no
Here's the
idea
thing.
what
Why?
happened at the end of the movie.
Why? Here's the thing.
Uh-huh.
I understand why everyone, including you, thinks that she's a hypnotist, but nothing in the movie indicated she was, except the fact that there was hypnotists in the movie.
But okay,
and you're
but
just
Nick,
trying to parcel it together.
Nick, you can't say that.
But the whole
because you're
conceit
saying
of this
that she's a
movie-
god, and there's a lot in the movie to say that she's a god. But there's nothing in the movie to say that she's a hypnotist,
Yes,
which is the thing
'cause
that we are saying that people are in the movie, and the movie says that their people are, but they're gods.
it says the one person is. Yeah.
Yours makes less sense.
Yes, because the whole movie is talking about like theology, and that's what the Alexandria Library is, and Simon Conjurer is the prophet without a god.
But he's a prophet without a god. There is no god. So then no one's a god.
That's what fucking pseudo-intellectual people fucking put in their movies
my
and shit. They're like, it was God all along.
I think he is like, maybe he thinks he is Jesus, but I don't know if he necessarily is religious. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he thinks he's a god, but I don't know if he thinks other people are gods.
I think he thinks he's not religious, but it's some touched by the angel shit.
See, I don't think so, because I think Simon Conjurer and I think the writer of this movie was too confident and conceited to think that anybody else could be God. You know what I mean? I don't think he would give anybody else that credit.
But if that
power.
was true, he would have made Simon Conjurer. Yeah, he would have made Simon Conjurer the all of it, right? But he's saying there is something above Simon Conjurer, and what's above a hypnotist that can control and do everything?
There is anything above Simon Conjurer.
God.
Oh my God. I don't think
there is. There's the lady who.
Oh my God.
Rebel and the lady orchestrated everything. It wasn't Simon Conjurer. It was them, right? I'm not making that up. That happened.
I think so. So the ending is unclear. Obviously, based on our conversation, the ending is unclear because Rebel is shown to be a good kid, and then Simon Conjurer has this mysterious note. I forgot exactly what the note said, but it was from a friend, and it's just so strange. I don't know what the intention was. It turns out Rebel's a good kid. Why then have him be a bad kid? Because from a plot standpoint, we didn't need that at all. We didn't need any of that. They could have just shown Simon Conjurer and had him be in the class with these people. We didn't need like a character that we were following along, because Rebel kind of disappears at some point in the movie. He just disappears, right? So then like that, was it explained where he went?
No.
Yeah.
Only in the flashback. Only in the flashback.
So then that's a part of it too. Why did he just disappear? If he was needed,
his job was done.
If he was needed to help these kids, why did he just fucking poof?
Because all the kids were done.
Oh my God.
9 out of 10 were done, and he was the 10th, so he left.
So he just was like, I'm out.
Yeah, because when you con people, if you reveal the con, they're all gonna be like, oh shit, I'm still fucked up.
Oh my God. I don't know what's going on in this movie. Guys, if you don't know what we're talking about, if you made it this far, go listen, because it is a wild ride. I don't know what happened. The ending is weird and convoluted. I think what might have happened is maybe he was being too like intellectual, and maybe someone was like, hey, you need to edit and change it around. Maybe he didn't have enough budget to make a true ending.
No,
who knows?
I think he did exactly what he meant to do. I think what I say is what's happening. Yeah.
He's just a crazy person. It was a weird ending and it made no sense. I need to rewatch the ending.
I think she could have been a hypnotist. I will concede on that fact. Like, maybe it's not a God thing. I
don't know if she was even the hypnotist. I don't know.
She talked to the lady. She talked to the dying lady who was like depressive and suicidal, and then she was fixed.
That's true. She did hypnotize her. Yeah, she was a student. She did hypnotize her.
I think she was doing God powers.
I think she hypnotized her son to help Simon or something. I feel like something is there, and I don't know what it was.
I thought the son found out what the mother did, and he wanted to help. I thought he was in on the take. I don't think he was hypnotized.
So you think he was in on it?
Yeah.
I don't think he was in on it. I don't think he did it voluntarily, because there was a line like, I woke up, or I had a weird dream, or something like that. Like, there was a line like that in the movie.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So I don't think it was voluntarily.
So mom's God, and she did it.
Mom is God. I don't think they're both God. I also don't think mom's God, but
yeah.
if you're gonna say the God theory, I don't think the son could be included in that.
Even if I let that go, and the mother is the hypnotist, then she orchestrated everything.
Yeah.
But I don't think she was a follower of Simon, because she's more powerful.
How is she more powerful?
Because she did all this. If Simon Conjurer can do this himself, why would she need to be involved at all?
Yeah, it was just so weird. I don't know what she needed him for. Maybe she wanted him to fix.
He had no idea what was going on. That's the night.
Oh, you know what? Hold on. What if she used her son? Right? She figured out some basic level of hypnosis, used her son to get into the program, and then found out his secrets and was able to then use the techniques herself.
What? Well, you said made less sense than the God thing.
She originally sent her son in, right? Like, she was like, okay, you're gonna go and be a spy for me. And he goes in.
But everything already started.
No, he goes in, right? And he goes in and pretends that he's like a bad kid. And
that doesn't work. That was a flashback.
Steals the secrets.
She hypnotized somebody. It was when he was a good kid. That was a flashback.
No, it wasn't a flashback. That's why I'm saying. That's why he doesn't remember what happened. He was like, "Oh, I feel like I had a weird dream." It wasn't a flashback. It was after. I see the cogs turning in your head. I see the gears grinding.
But what?
It was after everything.
But his dad is alive, right?
Yeah, he lied.
So Rebel has no Here's the thing: Rebel has no problems.
Yes, Rebel has no problems. Agreed.
So why does the mom care?
That's why I'm trying to figure out. Like, it doesn't make any sense. No, oh my god, whatever. Doesn't matter.
Oh god.
Okay.
Both of our theories make no sense at all.
No, mine's closer.
I
No,
don't
it
think
doesn't.
so. Mine is
The mom got the
conveniently.
kid in the program for a reason, and I don't know why. It's very confusing to me, and I gotta rewatch
At least
the
my
ending to figure it out.
theory has a Deus Ex Machina, so it makes if I'm correct, which makes no sense, but if I'm correct, it makes sense. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah. God. Okay, Nick, we're at the end of the episode.
Yeah, we are.
What did you think of the movie? Oh wait, I forgot the questions. I'm so riled up from
Did you
this
like the
theory
movie?
thing. Did you like the movie?
No,
Oh man.
I hated it. I hated every second
Did
of
you
it.
hate like it, or you just hated it?
I will never watch this movie ever again.
That's fair.
Did
Okay.
you like it?
Man, I had fun watching it, and I laughed. Like, I just genuinely laughed like a few times during the film. Which,
I did like 4 times, yeah.
yeah, I laughed a couple of times. I was like, and it was fun. It's a good hate watch. I don't know if I would ever watch it again because it is pretty long for a hate watch movie. But I would say that, like, I had a good time.
Would you recommend this film?
I would recommend this movie to people who like to watch bad movies. If you like The Room, if you like movies like that, and you have a good time with your friends, I think this is good. What about you?
I don't know. It's really long. I don't know. It's problematic. I don't think I would. I don't think I would at all. I don't think
That's
I will
fair.
ever recommend this film to anybody. I will recommend people to watch The Room and Disaster Artist way before I ever suggest this film.
Okay, that's fair. Okay,
Mhm.
now
Would
the
you watch
last
another
question.
Stuart Paul film?
I might watch it. I might watch another
They're
one.
out. He has other credits.
I would check it out. I would see one of his other movies. He's too like pretentious, but it is kind of like the trend of these kinds of movies, right? Like the hate watch movies are the ones that take themselves seriously and are terrible, like Neil Breen and Tommy Wiseau. Like
His
he's in the
newest
same vein.
film that came out 2 years ago was Nun's Deadly Confession.
I might watch that.
It's there.
He's like, Deadly is
Yeah.
a catchy title. I'm gonna put Deadly in everything. I'm the Deadly
Oh,
brand. Okay,
yeah.
Nick, would you watch another of his movies?
No.
Yeah, really? To see how he's
No.
evolved?
Will I
See
watch
us
Nun's
progress?
Deadly Confession? No, I will not.
Bad choices, Nick. That's the wrong answer.
And if I got it on the podcast, I will quit. I will not do this to myself again.
Okay, guys, thank you for listening. I have to give Nick his challenge. Nick, your challenge next week is to watch the brand new show Invincible on Amazon Prime.
Oh, this just came out, right?
It's a brand new animated cartoon. Even though it is animated, I will say this, it is for adults. So go watch it. It is pretty violent. So graphic content warning.
Oh, how much do I gotta watch?
First 3 episodes.
Okay, I'm really excited.
That is technically
Really excited
all
to
that
watch it.
is out right now. Maybe the 4th episode's coming out tomorrow. So check it out. It's good. I
Okay.
highly recommend it.
All right,
Guys,
I will
if you have
watch
Amazon
Invincible
Prime,
for the next
go
week.
watch it. It's based on one of my favorite comic books. I'm excited.
And guys, follow us at Now Try This Cast to let us know your thoughts as you're watching it. Leave a review on Apple Podcasts, 5 stars. And join the Patreon. It's a new month. That means we need new suggestions of what to do next month. Patreon.com/NowTryThisCast. If you join the $5 tier, you can make suggestions. But even if you just join the $1 tier, just to show a little bit of love, you can vote in the middle of the month to decide what we do to make sure we never do another Deadly Lessons.
That is very true, guys. You can protect us from having to do episodes like this by joining and voting and submitting. Guys, thank you so much. If you joined us here, we had a good amount of people joining us tonight. Thank you. If you are listening on Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you get your podcast, thank you also. And thank you for watching. Go out there and try. That was not clean. I'm gonna do it again.
I'm
Hold
not
on,
going
ready?
to edit it. So
All right, hold
you
on.
can
I'm gonna do it again.
but- okay. all right.
Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Guys, thank you for listening. Now go out there and try some things. Beautiful.
You nailed it.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
2 friends get together so that they can try things. You're invited to this podcast. Marcus doing a podcast so that they can try this.
The whole family's here to watch my dementia.
Yeah, Nick, make it a good fucking show. Okay?
Oh,
Son of a bitch.
Does my hair look okay? I was paranoid about it.
I can't see you anymore. Your hair looked
Do
great.
I look like a fucking
Last time I
hipster?
saw
I'm
you.
fine with that. Great. It's
Okay,
coiffed
are you ready?
perfectly in
Switch
front
to
of the
the
beanie.
switch
like
to
a
the
pro.
music.